welcome everyone to the first Radio Sentai Castranger panel. We're live at AFKCon here in Guelph.
Woo! Rock on.
Yup.
And we got the four of us here today. And today we're going to be giving our discussion and reaction to 3 episodes of Big Bad Beetleborgs, which there will also be a live riff track video that we also recorded just before
Links
this.
above our heads right now. See it? See it? Because we can't.
We hate ourselves, that's why.
Shut up and continue the roll call.
Live!
We're live!
Watching all the anime. Redcaster. Cho Raven.
Equipment wielder, Bluecaster, Ishida Zazil.
Respecting the source material. Greencaster, Senshi.
Trauma Inducer, Northcaster, Saga!
Hoping that would take longer.
I know, right?
Broadcasting loud and opinionated perspectives across the internet.
Radio Sentai.
Castranger
on air!
Welcome once again to the AFKCon special of Castranger.
Yep.
Here we are in beautiful Guelph, here at AFKCon, and it's a lot of fun. Everyone's super friendly here.
Wish I was AFK.
I think the point is, by being here, you are AFK. That's why it says on the badge, I was AFK.
Go come to this con next year. It's actually pretty alright.
Yeah,
It's pretty fun.
Before we get into the discussion proper, I want to give a special shout out to Hamilton Ball Pythons. They're a really cool group who raise reptiles and look after ones that have, they rescue reptiles. It's a cool little thing.
Kind of guest here.
And
Yes.
they're building my snake Zord, so that's going to be amazing.
They're really cool people. But
You know, we never really talked about what Castranger Zords we would have.
Hey, it's a secret, man. They don't need to know what our Zords look like, because...
Even though you just told them.
Hamilton Ball Python, they're good guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about an auxiliary Zord, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe my
okay.
Zord's cooler.
Ooh, okay.
Isn't it obvious which one mine would be?
White Snake?
What? No, a fucking wolf, yo.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine would be the dragon.
So wait, are we animal-based?
I don't know yet.
We're
We're filming equipment based.
apparently, I'm Godzilla caster, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the first Power Ranger to use a Godzilla themed Zord,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
or the first green one for that matter.
I like how that was supposed to be like the Green Ranger's coin, even though his coin is like the flame thing.
Yeah,
It's like
literally
the,
just
it looks like I always thought it was like a crest.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
claw.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyways, so we're here to talk about Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Why I don't know.
So just to get
Because our childhood, that's why.
Don't like it.
Don't remind me.
So, just a quick introduction. Big Bad Beetleborgs was the Heimsaban incarnation of Juko B-Fighter and B-Fighter Kabuto, 2 shows from the Metal Hero franchise, which is sort of a sister series to Kamen Rider and Super Sentai.
The lesser, more popular one.
Yeah, we've talked about Gavan a bunch on Castranger. The Juko B-Fighter was another one in
Speaking
the
of
same
which,
franchise.
I swear to God, that second episode had one of the friggin' space sheriffs.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
think it had Shire
yeah.
in it.
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure that was fucking Scheider, yeah.
I don't know who it is. I don't know if someone is able to look that up.
So, because we hate ourselves,
Yeah.
we decided we're gonna watch 3 Beetleborgs episodes in a row.
Yeah. So,
'Cause we fucking we're masochists.
so I looked through the episodes to decide what 3 would be great to watch here. So I decided on episode 2 of the first season, which is where they actually get their powers and do their first fights and everything.
Because episode 1 had nothing of the sort.
Because episode 1 is just character setup.
And Scooby-Doo running.
Yeah, but that's throughout the whole show.
That too. Yes.
The next episode we watched was,
The convention special.
which took place at freaking Comic-Con.
Actually Comic-Con.
We'll get into that.
Yes.
And the last one was,
Part 1 of the Shadow Borg arc.
which was,
My favorite arc.
the Shadowborg was actually cool, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
which
Which led us to the White Blaster Beetleborg!
Yes.
What?
Thanks for the spoilers, Ichi. We didn't get introduced to the White Blaster Beetleborg.
oh, good God in heaven and Christ.
You did it.
Sorry. I activated the thing.
Are we having fun?
He
Yeah.
just became a ninja.
Sorry, I ninjured.
Suddenly I'm a ninja.
Yeah. So I want to say straight off about Beetleborgs, I get the feeling this was always intended to be a comedy series.
Yeah.
Oh god,
With
yeah.
some fighting thrown into it, and by comedy I use that loosely. Because like there's just way too many goddamn antics going on in these shows.
Like Power Rangers.
Crazy hijinks.
Power Rangers had the hijinks.
I think for a sec, yeah, they did have the hijinks, but at the end of the day, it was about the fighting. Was the show? This show had
What
some
can
of
be
the
called
worst
fighting?
Well, okay, this in Power Rangers, at least the fighting was semi-competent.
Yeah.
and good at best.
Yeah.
This was just, it never got to the point where I thought they were actually fighting.
Well,
they're
they are
just,
children.
They're just, no, not even that, they're children. I'm talking about the actual suit actors. They're just doing
No.
this.
No, but the reason the fighting was bad is because they're children.
Yeah, I mean, this is. We always complain, oh yeah, teenagers with attitude. These 25-year-old teenagers with attitude.
But those teenagers studied martial arts.
Yes, and they can act.
Which, act. You know what would have been hilarious? If, like, they just went in the opposite direction of that, because, like, with Power Rangers, like, they're all teenagers, but they're all played by, like, 20-year-olds. This one, they are supposed to be, like, 16-year-olds still, but they're played by 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just little experimentation like that.
Hey guys, can we be Power Rangers too?
Why not?
Sure,
Yeah.
let's make a show.
Isn't that great or what?
I think we should, like, discuss very briefly the premise of this show.
Yeah, okay. So, basically, if I may,
Go ahead.
the story of this show is 3 typical average kids who love to read their comic strips enter a haunted mansion and find an Elvis ghost. This Elvis ghost comes out of
They free him from the organ by accident.
He comes out of an organ and he touches them in weird ways and gives them powers.
After turning them into rats.
Yes, after turning them into animals, which he didn't put up his butt.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, there could have been a few
Deleted
cuts
scene.
there could have been
Deleted
a few
scene.
cuts in between in which he was like, "Ooh, mice, my favorite."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Deleted scene.
Yeah, but Flabber turned him into mice, but then he turned him into robot bug people.
Before that, describe what Flabber is.
Flabber is what you would get if you took the love child between Elvis Presley, Bruce Campbell, forgive me, and Liberace,
Throw in
Kill
some Jay
him.
Leno.
threw in some Jay Leno, killed him, brought him back to life as a ghost, and then trapped him in an organ where all he had to do was listen to a cassette tape of puns, one-liners, and stupid pop culture references.
Maybe this is why Fred Phelps hates the gay community.
And you thought I went too far.
Also, Flabber has magic powers that can do anything, but
Yeah.
but to make sure he's not super OP, he's terrible at it.
Like giving the toe-headed white boy super advanced telekinesis.
To be fair, that was an accident. Apparently, that was like some residual thing from as a side effect of
Sure,
activating
but at the
powers.
same time, I kind of don't buy that because in the end, it's just too suspect that he gave the black kid the ability to run really, really fast.
And he gave the girl, who clearly has to prove herself in this 90s society, super strength.
Yes,
But she ain't need no man.
yes, she don't need no man. She's that strong, independent woman.
So, I have to admit that the premise for the show actually isn't that bad. So, because they freed him, Flabber gives them a wish, and they wish to become like their favorite superheroes, the Beetleborgs,
Yeah.
which are from a comic. That's an interesting idea.
Oh yeah, like having the superheroes be from an existing continuity within the show. That's neat. That's interesting.
And then they get their armor, which I say to this day looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's made of it looks like proper armor.
The best part is, like, they're actually, like, the kids are kids, and then when they henshin, they're full-size, adult suit actors,
You know, because tradition.
Yeah.
which is fine, and because they have to use the stock footage, but not one mention of this fact is brought up the entire
They never
show.
at any point say, hey,
no
why are we
one
tall?
questions why they're adult-sized.
Yep.
See, my favorite thing is, like you go to Turbo with Justin, at least it showed him getting taller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is just armor's on, they're suddenly tall.
Well, think about it. Well, it's obviously just a trick of switching from suit to kids.
No,
like
really?
obviously.
No, but it's what Taichi said. They don't even mention it, which is weird.
No, I know, but the reason why I'm pretty sure the reason why they mentioned it in Turbo is because he is just literally much smaller than every other Power Ranger that exists. For them, there's just no precedent. This is just kind of how the powers work. It doesn't really need much of an explanation. It's just that's how the powers work for them. With Justin, you needed to explain it because he was a kid amongst 20-somethings.
But on that note, you will notice that Joe, Joe is shorter than the rest of them, and becomes even more so after changing actresses mid-show.
Oh God.
Dealing with a something that would have been built by a Japanese woman, maybe.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
So
Naturally small woman.
So,
Made for that.
so after we get pretty awesome armor, it's time for unfunny shenanigans involving a Frankenstein monster, a vampire, and a skeleton
That
man.
never shows up again.
Like, I watched this episode and they show this skeleton guy among the monster crew, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't remember him.
Yeah. Sorry. By the way, there's a monster crew in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the humor in this show comes from golden age of cinema monsters, like the Draculas, the mummies, and the Frankensteins.
Which I appreciate.
Let's name them off because their names are actually amusing. The vampire is Count Fangula.
The Frankenstein's name is Frankenbeans.
Yep.
The
whose creator we do meet in an episode.
The mummy's name is Mums, and the wolf's name is Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
They call him Wolf. They usually call him Wolfie.
Wolfie, Frankie, Fang, Mums, whatever. And Flab.
An offensive stereotype.
There was also Rockettes that only appeared for one episode.
I know. I'd rather watch a show about the Sentai Rockettes than I would about these fucking kids.
They live with a pipe organ and make annoying comments.
So, being the fuck up that he is, Flabber also releases some monsters from the comic
Which
book.
makes me angry because this entire show, the problems in this show happened. The kids didn't receive their powers to fight Vexor. They just wanted to be fucking superheroes and dick around and cause a bunch of public damage.
Exactly.
They just they released their irresponsibility. Released a bunch of villains.
Technically, Flabber's irresponsibility, which he takes full responsibility for.
The word of the day is responsibility.
Right? There's no accountability in this fucking show.
Oh, so more like kids the more I think about it. It's more like actual kids.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're just instead of having them transformed into Beetleborgs because they came across this vast conspiracy of this metrosexual ghost that fights this very phallic monster.
Plot twist: Flabber's the villain.
Yeah. No. But yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, just like this metrosexual ghost that fights this villain that looks like a dick. And is a dick, and his henchmen are like fucking Demi Devimon with dreadlocks.
Yep.
They've got Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle, if she was a Voorhees.
Yeah.
And
Goldar with a whale on his head.
Venus flytrap, like
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong, literally, it's like fucking Louis Armstrong.
I
see Borgs of blue.
What was his name?
Typhus. Yeah, Typhus.
Typhus. Like the disease.
I just would have loved it when they decide to cast Typhus. They just went to themselves. Hey, that Goldar character's popular, right?
Yeah.
Let's do him again.
Yeah.
Let's put a mouth on his head so we can eat popcorn.
And sooner or later, have him
So the monsters wreak havoc in the local town, but they don't actually.
Yeah.
The best thing about that entire thing, as they're wreaking havoc, they only had like 4 extras.
Yeah.
And the best thing is, like, there's this one point where they're in the foreground, our monsters, and in the background you see a guy just like doing this. He doesn't know what to do. He's just like on his car, like going.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That sure is my truck.
Oh no.
Like direction,
And
direction.
And the thing is, they never really hurt anybody.
No,
They
Jostle around a bit.
They caused one dude on his bike to awkwardly make a sharp turn into a cake store and walk out with a face full of cake.
They go into movie theaters where they're only playing the same scene of Nosferatu 3 times over and over.
And people are getting really freaked out by it.
But the best aspect,
because this is the 90s and cosplay is apparently not a thing yet.
see, no, my favorite aspect of that when they went into the theater was that you just see like some people leave just like calmly behind them.
Oh god,
Yes.
Are they doing a publicity stunt? I'm getting
Some
out of here.
dumbass in a costume just sat in front of me, and now I cannot see the screen.
Because his
Fair.
mouth keeps on his head, keeps doing this.
Fuck this, I'm leaving.
The thing is, them in the movie theater is one of my favorite scenes for 2 reasons. 1, Typhus actually eating popcorn with his head mouth, and 2, Jara actually takes popcorn from Hitler apparently.
Yeah. Hitler makes a cameo.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But
All of you, all of my Danger 5 peeps out there, Hitler does wear hats.
and always,
I'm getting my my Phalus flashbacks on that one. Like, Hitler, what are you doing here?
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, my point was, Jara takes popcorn from this guy and tries to eat it, but she's got like hexadecimal mask syndrome where she tries to eat it and it just falls, and then actually makes a comment about it. The rest of me is 3D, why not my mouth? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, they just made fun of their suits.
So self-aware.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck. But yeah, like, there's a lot of wacky antics. They're in the theater, they steal from Hitler, and then the kids start talking about how it's so super cool that they get superpowers. But then Flabber's all like, yeah, but because we released those villains from the comic strip, now you guys actually have responsibilities.
He's just like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I accidentally released the villains. You're gonna have to fight them and be Beetleborgs. And their response is, cool!
Awesome!
God,
Tubular!
Reaganomics!
You mean lives are in danger? The town could possibly be destroyed?
Okay,
Awesome!
let's not give them too much credit.
Yeah.
No lives are in danger.
Yeah, you're giving those monsters a bit much credit.
hey, they do have beams.
No lives are in danger here.
So we cut to the monsters going to their hideout.
To the graveyard of perpetual night.
Yeah, exactly.
With their smoke machine.
Oh, they love them.
This
fog
is the
machines.
best of all of the layers we've ever had. Look, it's dank, there's dead people, and our own smoke machine. He's so good.
So Vexor comes up out of the coffin that is apparently the gateway to their base, and
Like the phallic symbol that he is, just.
There's like Donnie-most, Donnie-most.
I like that we can make these jokes being on video now.
Yeah, I know, right?
So he gives them shit for being late, and then they make this really interesting shot where he like transports back in, and each of them in turn just falls into the box. And I'd really like to see how that was shot.
It is most likely just a trap
Again,
door.
trapdoor.
Yeah.
Just a little smoke.
Probably some soft stuff at the bottom.
My question is why they had to do the fire teleportation thing just to fall down a hole.
Yeah,
Because
really.
it's a portal into the nether realm, duh.
The funny thing is, like they teleport in after coming in the box, but if you see the way that they walk out of the base in other shots, you know that cave, that cave at the back where Shadowborg beamed his way out. Apparently, you have to go into the cave by fire teleporting in, but you can just walk out through that back passage.
Right?
It's like one of those fish traps. You can only go in one way.
Yeah, exactly. So useless. So fucking useless.
So
Speaking terrible.
Speaking of useless and terrible, Vexor has come up with a genius plan to defeat their freshly hatched Beetleborg
Looks
rivals.
too much like Forze.
Oh God, no! Why did you say that? He does! Damn it!
He looks
No!
He looks too much like Forze and too little like Roshuo for my taste.
Oh no!
He's everything wrong with Roshuo and everything. Well, there's nothing right with Forze.
I was like, what?
So it's Forze and everything wrong with Roshuo from Gaim.
Fuck, and he predates them both, so maybe he was the inspiration.
So why isn't Lane here to say how he's the best thing ever?
I know, right?
I like Vexor. I think he's pretty cool looking.
What the fuck was
Also-
I saying? Oh yeah, Vexor's evil plan. Go to Hillhurst and find a way to defeat the Beetleborgs.
Don't actually defeat the Beetleborgs. Find a way to defeat the Beetleborgs.
And then when they come back,
stupid antics?
And this
the only way we operate.
And this is another reason why Jar is my favorite of the trio. That's it? What kind of plan is that? Fuck you, go! Okay. So
I'm more intimidating than you for some reason.
I'll
rape you with my head.
So they go to Hillhurst.
Again.
Well, I don't think they haven't been to Hillhurst yet until this point.
they left from there. That's where they were pulling
Where they were born.
No, I know, but they've never been physically in Hillhurst until they
Only
met
in their
up.
fire teleportation.
Yeah, you know what I'm...
It
Shut up.
counts. But
So they literally bust the door down and walk in, and the Beetleborgs transform, and through their transformation, in true Tokusatsu style, are in a completely different location than when they started transforming.
Yeah.
how do we get here?
Stock footage.
Like, they're in the room with the
Stock
piano
footage.
when they transform, and then after the henshin sequence, they're up on the staircase in a different room, which is fine. I don't care. Just a thing.
Just continuity.
They
What's that?
They leap off the staircase while saying, "Careful, it might be a..." And the monsters cut in with, "Trap! Beams!"
Yeah.
See, like my problem with that entire fight in general actually was the fact that these guys looked like these poor actors in these suits looked like they had no room. They're all like bunched up like this, like
Yeah.
and like they're trying to make
Those
these
look like thick
movements.
suits. Like, Jara was the only one that looked like she had some mobility.
We're gonna destroy the Beetleborgs. It's gonna be great. I can barely move.
And I was...
Robot dreadlocks are getting in my eyes.
speaking of Noxic, I was saying this during the riff, but
Yeah.
I don't know which came first, Noxic or Demi Devimon.
I'm
but
sure. You know
Derek
what?
Stephen Prince probably inspired one from the other.
Derek Stephen Prince tends to use that voice for everything, though.
Yeah, that's kind of
Which
true.
is, so, like, I mean, I love him, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's the same. Like, I'm gonna say this came before Digimon.
I don't mean just the voice, but the personality too.
Oh.
This is really, really
I
early
I
90s.
question that though. I think I was watching both at about the same time.
Okay, so they hired him around the same time.
Yeah.
The question is, which did they say? Okay, no, use the voice you used for this guy
Yeah.
too.
They were both Fox Kids shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have come out too far between one another. Long story short, for the first episode we did, there's a fight at Hillhurst. The villains run because curses we've been defeated by the meddling kids, and everybody laughs and says a pun, and then the
You know what I just realized?
Yeah?
We see the foot, like, not the soldiers, sorry, the
jets.
jets. We don't ever see those get taken care of.
Sometimes they have their attack vehicles that they...
But that's what I think.
that's
We
the
never
next
see the
episode.
attack vehicles.
They don't get their battle base till the next episode.
Yeah.
I think-
Actually, that was something I noticed. Like, I mean, you know, no fault to you actually, but none of these episodes do we ever see their vehicles.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, I not intentional, but these were just the 3 episodes I thought would be the
Yeah.
most interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, their Beetle battle base was the following
It's
episode.
actually called a Beetle Battle Base.
It is, and then in Metallic, it's the Beetle battle station.
What was that one that like the tank one?
Gargantus.
Gargantus. I loved Gargantus.
Oh yeah.
Not to be confused with Titanus.
Oh. So the episode was just to see them in the suits. They, like I said, the suits look great.
Yeah, they look good.
In the next episode,
They go to CarriageCon!
they go to
They actually go to Comic-Con.
Actual.
I was
fucking
floored.
Comic-Con.
I didn't know that when I watched that.
See, okay, here was the thing. It ended up being a flub, but what's the black kid's name again?
Roland.
Roland's dad comes up and says, "Kids, I got tickets to Comic-Con." He says "com."
Comic-Con.
Now, at first I thought, is that their way of like not getting a lawsuit?
But they clearly show the Comic-Con
It's
logo.
It's got the. It is Comic-Con.
I think they're just trying to portray him as a dork.
And they couldn't just...
I want to know, was that intentional or was that a flub? I would love to
I
know.
don't know.
He's more of a comic dork than his son. I don't think
yeah,
he
well, he's-
mispronounced Comic-Con. I
dude.
think they just decided not to do another take.
Yeah, he's clearly cosplaying Doug.
Right?
Right.
Green
sweater. Like, what the
Clearly
hell?
cosplaying Doug.
Oh, you know what we
Doug.
forgot to mention? The opening scene of this episode where
Oh,
they save the carriage.
Where they say the carriage that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with anything
Yeah,
else.
they're just opening scene from this thing. It's them saving a baby carriage, and here's how the continuity of these shots work. Up on top of a hill, carriage starts rolling down. They're running after the carriage. Someone at the middle of the downslope of the hill just walks out of their house, runs down as they're chasing the baby carriage, and he comes down and he's like, "Oh, sorry, that's my carriage. I was up there at the top and I just walked away for a few minutes." To which I respond, "You just came out of your house."
It's not even that. He says that
He left it unguarded.
That's the thing. Him and his wife are like apparently practicing for a child, and at which point I'm going, "You're not fit to be a father, sir."
I know, you left your child's carriage up at the crest of a hill,
You didn't-
walked
it's-
down that hill.
It's not that they were practicing, it's the carriage and all of the things in it were gifts for his wife.
which he or someone
Just
just
left
left at the
unattended.
top of a hill.
He didn't even turn it. He
Unattended.
didn't even turn the carriage so it can't roll.
Exactly.
Exactly. And he just runs out of his
This
house.
man must not have his G license.
He runs out of his house and he's just like, "I'm sorry, I left that up there and I just lost control of it." You walked out of your fucking house. That means you would have had to walk down the hill, leave the carriage up there, walk into your house, do your shit, come back, and then come back up the hill to get your baby carriage.
Alright.
I really hope that's not how you're gonna take care of your child.
Yes,
Alright,
Raven?
I've got our confirmation on this. Beetleborgs predated the dub release of Digimon by about 3 years.
Okay.
Oh,
good
okay, so
stuff.
Noxic came before Demi Devimon.
About 3 years.
Good to know.
Well done, sir.
Feel free to sit in.
Yeah.
Feel free to
We're
come in
here
and sit
for
down.
the next panel.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, it's already 2 o'clock.
Wow, yeah, it
Is
is.
it already 2 o'clock?
Oh,
Yeah, it is almost
Shoot.
2.
Shoot.
So
It's
episode, or how much
They go to
time do you
Comic-Con.
give us?
They go to Comic-Con, they fight a bunch of monsters, it's really, really
They
shitty.
meet
It looks
Art
like that stock
Fortunes.
footage. They meet the comic book creator that created their comic book. He's really, really downplayed and isn't really a character in this. He just sort
He's
of
a hermit.
Oh, monsters,
Actually,
oh no!
Actually, he becomes one of their main allies later
No,
on.
he does, but right now he just sort of serves the purpose
He's
of
a hermit
being
who
like,
freaks
oh,
out
no!
and everything.
There's
Oh,
also
no!
a cameo
What do
by
we
the.
do? Yeah,
And Spider-Man.
yeah,
And a Count Fangula cosplayer.
and
some
a
reason.
samurai pizza cat.
Right.
All
That
right.
happened.
They
All
fight a
in the
bunch
same
of
episode.
They fight a bunch of monsters, one of which was a space sheriff, and I guess that space sheriff helped them. I don't know. It wasn't
They
quite
clearly
clear.
took footage from a B-Fighter cameo crossover.
It wasn't quite clear because honestly, if those were their allies, why didn't they stay and help them throughout the show? They're never seen again.
Yeah.
They fight the guys that looks like really shitty stock footage overlaid onto comic book panels, and they're like, yeah, Power Rangers in the end, and that's it.
Guys, you missed the Beetleborgs!
Right?
They were just here.
Wow! I feel super stupid. Moving on to the only good part of Beetleborgs, the Shadowborg arc, which we only talked about the first episode of.
There's
Yeah.
really nothing to say about this except that the shadow.
Jar rips a piece of Drew's armor off. It's actually pretty neat to see under the armor of the circuitry. Vexor uses it to make the Shadowborg. He shows up at the house, blast beams at the ground because angry.
Yeah,
and then
apparently.
and then
I'm angry, fuck the ground!
and
His
turn-
voice was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And then it is just a normal person's voice with a weird synthesized thing.
and then he turns the Beetleborg's powers into crystal nipples.
Yes. Behold my Christmas nipples. Red and green.
This happened!
And now for the blue one in the middle.
I like how he had to actually grab red and green to take their powers, but then he just beams it right out of blue.
Why did you
fuck
do
you.
that before?
Because he felt like dicking around with them.
I was just getting flashbacks to, like, you know, the South Park episode with Mel Gibson. Oh, my nipples, they hurt.
Yeah.
I want you to.
Oh,
I
what
bet
was-
you're gonna torture me.
Oh yeah, they also introduced Josh in this
That's what I
episode.
was gonna say.
Yeah,
The douchey asshole who's 1 year older and thus is the authoritarian over them.
Oh,
yeah.
you kids.
And
You
he,
kids who are 1 year younger than me.
and he totally shirks the attention of the Blue Beetleborg's love interest, Heather.
Not totally shirks.
No, I mean like
Totally-
totally takes over. That's what I meant to say.
Totally freaking.
And
Like
that's
they're
our-
holding hands by end of
That's our
episode.
cliffhanger, by
He
the way.
acts
Yeah.
completely aloof because, you know, chicks dig that, I guess. And she totally digs him by the end of it. And by the end of it, the blue Beetleborg, who has this total crush on the girl, is standing there like, meh. And his his best friend and sister like, our buddy's heart is being stomped on right now.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, funny.
Dun, 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 dun.
So overall, Beetleborgs, guys, what would you say?
terrible.
It's terrible, but
pretty
I
bad.
love it.
It's the
It
nostalgia will
hasn't
always
aged well.
no,
No,
not
it
at all.
has not.
It will like you can watch it and have some silly guilty pleasure moments. Like it's nothing special. But you know what? It's got a few nice cool throwbacks to the old classic monster movies. I mean, they were playing Nosferatu in the theater when they had the villains terrorizing people for the first time. That's really
That was
neat.
great to see.
It clearly shows a really high amount of respect for the classic movie monsters. I mean, it's just
Really?
it's a love story. It's an homage to old timey '60s.
Homage is fine. I wouldn't call it a love
I
letter.
think this show is a perfect example of what would happen if the Power Rangers were actually children.
Yeah.
If it was a straight up comedy.
It's the Scooby Doo of tokusatsu.
Perfect. There you
There you
go.
go. That's a
Nailed
good
it.
statement
Bunch of
right there.
meddling kids fighting evil people, and curse those meddling kids. We'll get them
With the
next
help
time.
of a flamboyant phantom.
Yes,
Yeah.
metrosexual penis ghost. Yes, that is exactly
That
what this is about.
Fucking chin.
Oh, the best part is in the second season opening, he does pull a nose gets longer, but then like pushes it back down.
Of course.
It's for the kids.
Anyways,
Anyways,
on that note, good night, everybody.
Yep.
thanks for watching.
We're here at AFKCon. You know, check it out when it's back around. It's a lot of nice people here. A lot of
February.
friends.
It'll be here.
Everybody
It'll be here in
else.
February of next year. So check them out at AFKCon.com.
Right.
We'll be here again next year, hopefully.
A lot of nice people. And that signing out.
Later, guys.